Hello, everyone, and welcome to Noonday. I'm Shantel Washington, and today I want to talk to parents about 3 helpful tips regarding online learning for the upcoming school year, and to share some resources with you that may be helpful for your family and children that I have written down. As you all know, this time is like none we have ever seen. And I believe we fully recognize the broad range of convictions and feelings that drives each family's response to this pandemic regarding the reopening of schools and online learning. Some of you may proceed with an abundance of caution, while some are ready to move on, leaving persuasive caution behind. And that brings me to the importance of appreciating our differences and truly respecting the opinions and actions of other families. Philippians chapter 2, verse 3 through 5 says, "Do nothing from selfishness or empty conceit, but with humility of mind. Let each of you regard one another as more important than himself. Do not merely look out for your own interests, but also for the interests of others." So, our kindness toward each other will be a great example to our children. All right, so tip number 1, let your children make mistakes. Most of us experienced the virtual online learning for our children this past March up until the end of the school year. As our children gear back up for the upcoming school year, many of us are faced with the online learning platform for our children this year as well. This platform looks very different from the normal physical in-person school day that we're all used to. It may be awkward in the beginning for our children. Technology may not work properly. They may download the wrong version of something. They may even be late on an assignment. Let them make those mistakes. Let the teachers make those mistakes and the administration of the school. Some schools have never used an online learning platform. Forgive everyone, support everyone, because it creates a real nice environment for our children to thrive, rather feeling like they have to get it all right. This sets the right tone for multiple weeks and months to come. Tip number 2, make sure your children have active social lives online. We may have underestimated the social and psychological challenges that our children are facing and will face the weeks and months ahead. Maybe we'll prioritize schoolwork and productivity over these needs. Look, it feels like punishment at times to our children with no interaction with their peers for weeks on end. Our children make hundreds and hundreds of interactions with their friends in a normal school setting that are not just trivial, that may teach empathy and unity. So, coming alongside them and talking about their feelings on what it feels like to be in the house for weeks without talking to friends is a really good start. And also think about how you can create safe and meaningful social interactions with on an online platform such as Zoom or Google Chat, or maybe an online game with 10 friends working together. In a normal school environment, they have those interactions with their friends all day, but online, they don't. We can protect our children socially by encouraging them to pursue their friends through social interaction. This can be very challenging for us, considering we've never experienced anything like this. We should be very open with them and very supportive with them and value their social and psychological health as much as we value school productivity and assessments and performing well in school. Tip number 3, don't micromanage your children's schoolwork. Easier said than done, I know. Allow your child to stand on their own 2 feet, whether they're 6 years old, 15, 18. Find ways to set them up independently to work on school assignments. For example, our youngest son, he was struggling working on his online assignments at our kitchen table. So we created a workspace in our sitting room that was quieter with less distractions. This is an example of how we can help them identify a problem, solve it, and it sets them up to work for themselves with us not having to hang over their shoulder. Think about if you were having to sit in on all their online assignments. Think about the effects that could cause on you and the effects it's going to have on your child's ability to independently work with their classmates and teachers during online assignments. This may cut off their own ability to develop executive function, confidence, independence. Just because they're doing online learning, it doesn't mean that it has to be under your control at all times. Find ways for your child to learn independently and creatively. When you do that, it frees us from all the work of micromanaging our children. In turn, it's helping them develop new skills which help them flourish in the new online environment. A scripture that all of us know very well, Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5 through 6, is one of our greatest helps for us in this uncertain time. We don't have to lean on our own understanding of anything, but we can totally depend on God to direct our paths. God never disappoints anyone who places their trust in Him. There are no rules for this. No one has ever done this before. We all will figure this out together. So take it easy on your children, the teachers, and go easy on yourself. Us parents, we may have talked about how hard it is to try to take care of ourselves while we're trying to manage jobs remotely or away from home and help our students learn and go through this experience together. It's more important that our children's psychological well-being and flourishing takes place rather than going through a few online assessments. Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 6 through 7 reminds us to keep these commandments in our heart and teach them diligently unto our children. And we shall talk of them when we sit at home. We shall walk along the road. We will lie down when we lie down and when we get up, hence preparing us for such a time as this. I pray those 3 tips were helpful for you and your children. Also, before I go into the resources, parents whose county, such as Prince William County, they've already opted for all virtual online learning for the first quarter, make sure you log into the parent portal account, better known as Parent View. I believe there's a deadline associated with that as well. But go to the Return to Learn form through Parent View and make that selection whether your child is going to be in person or virtual, as well as their technology needs. Also, a few helpful resources for parents. If you are going back into the office, Child Care Aware is one of the most trusted child care resources. They help families locate and choose quality childcare within your community. And due to COVID-19, many of those facilities and childcare providers are now accepting school-age children into their programs to assist with the online learning platform as well. Also, parents looking for activities to do with their children, Kids Quest has a newsletter with wonderful resources for our families to include weekly lessons, family devotion, Bible studies, also activities that coincide with the Bible study theme for the month, and a list of tools and resources within our community. The gym for our children 6th grade through 12 have social interaction through Zoom with various Bible topics, as well as topic discussions for just the girls and just the boys. It's a great way to keep your kids plugged in, engaged, and socializing with their peers. A few activities that we've done as a family were interactive Bible study, nature walks, bike rides, fishing, picnics, board games, baking and cooking a family meal together. Another great resource that we have is the principal panel that we just had here at Grace Church. You can find that on Facebook or YouTube. Please to look at that and view that, because that kind of coincides with the resources that I just discussed with you. So check it out. So parents, remember, keep it simple. There's no wrong way. God is so much bigger than this uncertain time that we're facing. Thank you for joining me on Noonday, and have a blessed day.
Thanks for joining us today. For more content like this, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. And while you are there, remember to like and share this video. Also, don't forget to hit the notification bell to receive future videos.